What does it really mean to live a good life? Is it money, success, fame, or something deeper, something we often overlook? For decades, people have chased happiness in different ways, working harder, earning more, buying more. But what if the secret to a good life isn't found in what we achieve, but in how we connect? Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful insights ever discovered about happiness, drawn from over 80 years of research. This is the story of the good life, the world's longest study on happiness. In 1938, a group of researchers started a study at Harvard University. Their goal, simple but ambitious. They wanted to understand what makes people truly happy, not just for a moment, but for an entire lifetime. They followed the lives of hundreds of men, some from wealthy families, some from very poor neighborhoods. Over time, they tracked everything: careers, relationships, health, struggles, and successes. And they didn't stop there. They continued the study for decades, interviewing participants, analyzing their lives, even studying their brain scans and medical records. Eventually, even the participants' children became part of the study. This became the longest-running study on human happiness in history, and after all those years, the findings were surprisingly simple. The biggest lesson: it wasn't money, it wasn't fame, it wasn't hard work or achievements. The strongest predictor of a happy, healthy life was good relationships. Why relationships matter more than anything. Think about that for a second. Not success, not status, not even intelligence, but relationships. The study found that people who were more socially connected, those who had strong relationships with family, friends, or community, were not only happier, they were also physically healthier. They lived longer, they had stronger immune systems, they experienced less mental decline as they aged. On the other hand, people who felt lonely were more likely to suffer from poor health, depression, and even early death. Loneliness, it turns out, is just as dangerous as smoking or alcoholism. And here's the interesting part. It's not about how many friends you have, it's about the quality of your relationships. You can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. But one deep, meaningful connection can change everything. What makes a relationship good? So what exactly makes a relationship healthy? The research highlights a few key things. First, trust, knowing that someone has your back, that you can rely on them, that you can be yourself without fear of judgment. Second, emotional safety, being able to share your thoughts, your struggles, your fears without pretending. And third, support during tough times, because life isn't always smooth. There will be stress, failures, heartbreak, uncertainty. But having someone beside you during those moments makes all the difference. Here's something powerful the researchers discovered. It's not conflict that destroys relationships. Even the happiest couples argue. What matters is how they handle those conflicts. Do they listen? Do they respect each other? Do they repair things after a disagreement? Healthy relationships aren't perfect. They're real, and they're resilient. Career versus connection. Many people believe, if I just work harder, earn more, achieve more, then I'll be happy. And yes, financial stability matters. But beyond a certain point, more money doesn't bring more happiness. In fact, the study found something surprising. People who prioritized relationships over career success tended to be happier in the long run. That doesn't mean you shouldn't chase your goals. But if success comes at the cost of relationships, it may not feel as fulfilling as you expect. At the end of life, people rarely say, "I wish I worked more." Instead, they say, "I wish I spent more time with the people I love." The hidden danger of modern life. Today, we live in a hyper-connected world. We have social media, messaging apps, video calls. We can talk to anyone, anywhere. And yet, loneliness is increasing. Why? Because connection is not the same as communication. Scrolling through feeds, liking posts, sending quick messages. These don't replace real, meaningful interaction. Real connection takes effort. It takes time, presence, attention. Small actions, big impact. The good news? You don't need to make huge changes to improve your life. Small actions can make a big difference. Reach out to an old friend. Have a real conversation without distractions. Spend time with your family, fully present. Listen, not just to respond, but to understand. Even simple habits, like sharing a meal together, can strengthen bonds. Relationships are like muscles. If you don't use them, they weaken. But if you invest in them, they grow stronger over time. It's never too late. One of the most encouraging findings from the study is this: it's never too late to improve your life. Even people who were lonely or disconnected earlier in life were able to build meaningful relationships later on, and it changed their happiness completely. No matter your age, your past, your current situation, you can always start. Redefining the good life. So what is the good life? It's not a perfect life. It's not a life without problems. It's a life filled with connection, with people who support you, who understand you, who walk beside you through the ups and downs. At the end of the day, happiness isn't something you find, it's something you build through conversations, through shared moments, through love, trust, and connection. So maybe the real question isn't, how can I be more successful? But rather, how can I be more connected? Because in the end, a good life is built with good relationships. Take a moment today, reach out to someone, because that one connection might be the most important investment you ever make.